Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to take a look into how to configure a MySQL or MySQL server in cloud. So in this cloud era, there are so many cloud services which by default offers us database connectivity, such as AWS RDS, which stands for Amazon Relational Database Service. Also this DigitalOcean, they have their own managed database services. But in this video, we will be taking a look into how to install a MySQL server or MySQL installation in a bare metal server. So for this demo purpose, I use DigitalOcean, or if you have AWS or Linode or any such services, it's the same thing. You need to have access to a virtual machine. So as of now, I have configured this server. It is just an installation. So I have just spinned up this server. It has just Ubuntu 18.4 installation. So let me log into this server. Prior to the installation, we have to have as user created in the VM, which I have done already, because usually this DigitalOcean server comes with root access. So what I have done, I have logged in and created a new user for myself with sudo privileges, which is a bit more secure. So if you want to know how to do that, I have one video which shows how to create a user, grant him sudo permissions, and allow him SSH access, disabling root privileges, root login privileges, all those things in a prior video. I will link to that in the description, also in the screen if you want to check it out. But as of now, I have a virtual machine configured with a new user. That's it. So let us install MySQL in it. So let me log into the server now. So we have this IP address here. Let me copy it once. So SSH show b and at this IP address 29. So usually in your case, it will be like maybe login with root or login with a custom user. It's specific to your use case. But anyway, get access to the server with root privileges. So let me update the system once. Sudo apt-get update apt-get upgrade -y. It is asking for the password. Let me enter the password. Okay, so there was a dash extra. Let me fix that. Alright, with the magic of editing, we have fast forwarded to the end of the installation process. Now our system is up to date. So let us install MySQL repository. So let's go to the MySQL download page. So which is here, dev.mysql.com /download/repo/apt. The thing with MySQL is that the default repository that comes with Ubuntu is for at least as of now, at the time of this recording, it's 5.7. But what we want is the latest version, which is MySQL 8. So that you need to download manually. So basically you come here, you copy this thing, copy this MySQL apt config, which will install, from that file we can install MySQL 8, because that file contains all the configurations for the links and other configurations for MySQL 8. Alright, I come here from my terminal and let me type in this command. Let me pull in that file first. So wget https dev.mysql.com/get/ this file name that we have copied. Alright, okay, now we have the file here. You can see this configuration has been downloaded. Now we need to install this configuration, install this software. So sudo dpkg -i. So dpkg is the Debian package manager, which is the base for all the Debian derivatives, or Debian derivative distros like Ubuntu, Debian, Mint, and many other Debian variations. So install the software, whatever is contained in this file, which is MySQL apt config. So the I stands for install. Okay, so it is asking us which MySQL product to configure. Currently selected MySQL 8. It is MySQL tools and connectors, which is already enabled, which we want to install. Also the preview packages we don't need as of now. So there is OK button. I am navigating it through the key button, the arrow keys. So I press OK. We have this thing installed. Okay, now let us do an update of the repository. So you can see that fetching the files from this repo.mysql. Also here you can see my repo.mysql.com, MySQL 8, MySQL tools and other things. All right, so let's install MySQL. Simple sudo apt get install MySQL server. Yes, it is asking for the root password, which is not our root password. We want to configure the MySQL server with a root password, so that's the password it is asking for. So we have to give a very strong password. So I'm typing some password here, and make sure you remember it, note it down somewhere, or keep it in your password manager and don't close it. If you lose it, it's very difficult to get it back. Still you can do it, but it's kind of difficult to get it back. So I will type a password here, press tab key. Okay, it is some information, you can read it. All right, select the default authentication plugin, strong password encryption. So if you are migrating an application from if you have an existing application which you want to migrate from 5.7 to 8, you can use the second option, but as of now we use the latest strong password encryption. Press enter. Okay, it's installing. It will take a bit of time. Alright, with the magic of editing, we are back to our terminal. Alright, so MySQL has been installed. So how do we check? Sudo service MySQL status. You can see that MySQL service is running. So let us log into, you can see the server is operational. You can test it using MySQL -u root -p. Now the P stands for password. You press enter, you enter the root password because we are logging as the root user. Yeah, I got logged in here. Very good. So we have a MySQL system or MySQL server installed here. You can see the server version is 8. Okay, now you can connect to MySQL database. You can deploy your application, connect to this database using the localhost option. But what I want to do is I want to create a new user in this server. Also, I want to connect it from the outside. So for that, also for creating a new user and to perform some additional security checks, we can do one thing. So let me exit from this terminal, MySQL terminal for now, using the Control D. Type in MySQL _secure _ installation. So it will take us through some steps and interactive steps to secure our installation. Alright, so it is asking for the root password. Let me enter the root password. So validate password component. So it will validate, it will check the strength of our root password and it will tell us to change it if we need to. So let me show you this first. Press Y. So there are 3 levels of password validation policy, so that in case if you create another user, it will still ask for, if you want to create another user, it will still force us to put strong passwords. So if you want a low strength password, you can enter 0 here, or if you want medium length, or 2 for the strong. I will press 2 because that is more secure. So estimated strength of the password 50. So as of now my existing password strength is 50. So it is asking me whether to change the password if you want to have a more strong password. As of now I will just press no because I don't want to change the root password. But if you want to change it, you can press Y and change it from there. Alright, now we skipped that part. Now it is asking, okay, do we need to remove anonymous user? Of course we don't want any anonymous user to be in our system. Alright, yes. Normally root should only be allowed to connect from localhost. This ensures someone cannot guess at the root password from the network. Alright, we want to disallow root login. Press Y. Now users cannot be logged in with root access. Okay, by default MySQL comes with a database name test. It is asking for us to remove. Yes, of course we want to remove it. Alright, now we remove the test database. Now reloading the privileges table. Okay, press remove. Okay, all done. Now the security check has been done. Now let us create a new user. So log into the MySQL once again. type in the command to create a new user, which is the following: create user showb. So let's put it in the put in single quotes, create user showb at localhost, so that we create a user with localhost access, so that this user can only access the database from the localhost, which is the same machine. But if you want to allow this user to be able to access the database from the outside, you can give either an IP address so that only specific IP addresses are allowed, or put a % so that the user can access this database from anywhere. So in your case, choose wisely, because if you have a server which is connecting to this database from outside, you only want to put in that specific IP address, not the %. So this is a security flaw, but as of now, just to make this tutorial easier, I am just putting the % symbol there so that any user can be accessed. So make sure you put in the single quotes there. So create user showb at % so that any IP address is allowed, and rest of the command. Now we want to put in the password identified by. Now put in a password. So we are creating this user with a specific password. So remember the fact that we have set our password policy to be very strong. So let me type a normal password, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now also put a semicolon. You can say that your password does not satisfy the current policy requirements, because our policy requirements are very strict. Let me copy this once again, paste it, and change the password: capital letters, small letters, and some number and some symbol. Alright, now this is a password. Make sure you give a very strong password. So let me paste it here for now, so that we can refer to it later. Hopefully this will satisfy the password requirement. Alright, now this user has been created. Now we have to give this user the privileges. So as of now, this is just a dumb user without any privileges, and now we have to give all the privileges to this user. Or if you are creating specific users for specific databases, because as of now in this server we can create multiple users, multiple databases and multiple users, so you can associate specific users with specific database. But I will grant all the permissions to this user so that I can use showb as synonymous with the root user. But in your case, if you want to give access to specific database, you can do that as well. So the command is grant all privileges on star.star. That means all the databases, star.star. If you have a database like test and you want to give the access to the test database for the specific user, put in test.star so that all the tables inside the test can be accessed by that user. But as of now, I am enabling all the database access to this specific user. Grant all privileges on star.star to showb at %. Put in semicolon. You have an error in the syntax. There is a spelling mistake here. Sorry. Privileges. I hope I am correct here. Alright, 0 rows affected. I suppose that we have all the access. And now the one final command, which is flush privileges, so that the MySQL reloads the permissions table. Flush semicolon. Alright, another privileges has been flushed. Let us exit from the terminal once and log into the server using the showb user. So previously we were using MySQL -u root -p. Rather, we will be using MySQL -u showb and p, which we will enter. It is asking for the password, which we pasted it here. Let me copy this, open the terminal once again, put in password. Now we are logged in as the user showb. Alright, let us exit from the terminal. Now let us connect to the server, this server from an outside graphical user interface, such as SQL Pro. So I have SQL Pro already installed. So I have an existing connection here. So let me create a new connection using QConnect option. So after you click on QConnect, there are multiple connections, multiple options available here. Use the standard or you can use SSH. So in that case, you will be SSHing into the server first and then logging into the SQL server. But rather we will use the standard option. So let us go back here, copy this IP address once again, because that is where our MySQL connection is available. Paste it here and paste the IP address, because this is just a name. Maybe we can put in like demo db. Okay, and the host is that one. Now let us put in the username Shobi, because if you put root it will not work. Why? Because we have disabled the root logins. Alright, let us copy this password, open SQL Pro, paste. Database is optional. Alright, also the port is 3306 by default. Let us try connecting. Connection failed. Now it says connection request timed out. Okay. Now why is that the case? Because as you might know, this is our server which we have installed MySQL. But there is one thing. We have installed MySQL, but we haven't told MySQL to allow outside connections. Even though the user has all the access to user has all the options to access MySQL, the OS in itself or the MySQL server in itself doesn't allow it doesn't allow outside access. So we have to enable that as well. All right. So to fix that one, we have to edit one file called MySQL configuration file. To confirm the fact that I have just said, type in the command netstat -ntlp. You can see that as of now there is 3306. It's just listening on localhost. It's not listening to the outside, but rather, so you can see that the SSH port on port number 22, it's listening for all the outside hosts. So let us edit the file which is inside the etc directory. It's called mysqld.cnf, mysqld.cnf, I suppose. Let's find that. So let's go to cdhc mysql.conf.d. let's go there, mysql.conf.d. Okay, there is this file called mysqld.cnf. So this is the file we need to edit, which is inside etc mysql.conf.d, and there is mysqld.cnf. So let's put in sudo vi mysqld.cnf. Press enter. Type in bind address. Bind address equals to 0.0.0.0. So the 0.0 means that we need to we can listen to all the hosts. It allows remote connections. Alright, so let me save this file after aligning this a bit so that it looks better. Press an escape and then WQ. Save this file. You can use any editor such as Nano or any other file editor. Now after editing this file, we have to restart the MySQL service. So sudo service MySQL restart. Alright, now MySQL has been restarted. Let us check in the ports using the command that we have entered earlier, which is netstat -ntlp. Now you can see that the MySQL is listening for all the foreign addresses as well. I mean, it's looking for other hosts as well. It allows for other hosts as well. Let us try that once again using the test connection. Still it says connection failed. Still it's showing the connection is failed. So I assume that there is a problem with SQL Pro, but let me try it in the terminal so that we can be 100% sure. So let me open the terminal once. Let me try one more thing using the firewall, because maybe the firewall is blocking the request. So enter the command ufw allow 3306. Okay, sudo ufw allow 3306. You can see that the rules have been updated. So now the port is allowed through the firewall. So I'm not sure whether this is a required step or not, but I don't think this is the case, because once you allow it there, it should be fine. Also, you can see that the instat ntlp, so you can see that it's listening, so it should be fine. All right, let us try once more. Okay, it's saying still connection failed, maybe because this MySQL Pro is an old software actually, so maybe it's not able to connect to a MySQL 8 server. Maybe that is also the case. So let me try using the terminal. Let me open a new tab here and type in MySQL showb, MySQL u minus showb -h, which is for that host, which is showing that we are connecting with that host using the password which we are going to enter. So let me copy the password from here and paste it. We are actually logged into the server. You can see that the version which is 8.0.19. So I assume that there is a problem with SQL Pro. So let's try using another client. Also, how am I able to connect to MySQL? Because I have a MySQL client installed locally in my Mac. So otherwise you won't be able to, when you enter the MySQL command, it will say that the command not found. But I have MySQL installed in my local. So that's why I am able to verify it. All right, good. So let's open another client, which is a client from MySQL itself, which is called MySQL Workbench. You can see that there is no connections yet. So let me open a new connection using the connection name demo db. Username is showb, host name which we need to put in the IP address. Click on store on keychain, password. All right, click on test connection. Okay, successfully made the connection. So I was right, there is a problem with SQL Pro. All right, I click on connect, add. You can see the demo db has been added. So once I click on it, you can see that database is running. So as of now, there is only a sys database. You can create a new database using right click and click create schema, and you can do all other stuff. You can create database, you can delete database, all those stuff, because the user showb has all the required privileges. All right, so this is it, guys. This is it. This is how you install and configure a MySQL server. So that is it, guys. If you have any comments or doubts or suggestions or anything, please feel free to post it in the comment box. Also, if you are not a subscriber yet, consider subscribing. Thank you. See you in the next video.